Welcome back to the show, episode 20. I don't know what all of you didn't hear, but I'm going to repeat myself. That's okay. I had Wi-Fi issues. But we're in episode 20 now for the show. It's over these last 18 months. It's been an adventure, and we're already in episode 20. So It's been a ride. As you can see here, we do only have the three of us here. Gio's unable to make it today, but we have a fun packed episode, and we have more kits than normal today. We're doing 6 today, as we are now in week 3 of USL Championship and about to be ending week 2 of League 1. So a little bit of catching up to do there. So we got 6 on the plate for you guys. So, guys, ready to get started?
Jump in.
Do this. All right. Speaking of USL League 1, let's start off with the expansion side from Lexington. Since this is from, Kentucky, your place, Fox, how about you take it away?
Yeah, this is all me. So there's the picture. Yeah, Lexington came out with their secondary kit. I'll be completely honest. So I was very in the middle with this kit. I'm happy that it's not a go-to Nike template that I've seen 1,000 times. But the idea that they were trying to go with the jockey silk and everything like that, I feel like kind of fell through, in my personal opinion. I do love the sponsor as a UK fan, so that works out for me individually. But I feel like it almost looks like they had a black and white kit with their logo placed on it, their badge placed on top of that. So, I mean, overall, it's a very good start to a kit, especially for Nike. I feel like they really showed up in a sense that this is their first season. They're in League 1, so money might be tight with, getting too crazy with the customizations. Yeah. So overall, like, pretty good for their first stab at it. And it's just an away kit too, if you look at it that way. Like, we don't know what the home kit is like yet, so the home kit could still be sick. I hope so.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts as well, as I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I do like the simplicity. I'm kind of a fan of white kits, as y'all know. So, and they did something unique with this, especially for for a new team. This is, I like to see that from them. I do wish, maybe that black could have been like a green, or maybe like that dark green. Like it didn't have to be like the bright green. But I think if they would have done that dark green, I think it would have looked even better and then been more cohesive. But maybe moving forward, they stick with whatever those diamonds, and that becomes their thing. I will be okay with that. I think that's very unique for US, especially League 1, in a league full of uniqueness, I will say. So otherwise, it's a white T-shirt. I think the crest looks very off, being so bright with the green and on a very black and white kit. But overall, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. So Gio, on the other hand, surprisingly, he gave it right in the middle of the road. So 2.5 out of 5. Pretty middle. I think he would say it's a white T-shirt with those diamonds on it. So I don't think he's too impressed by it. So 2.5 out of 5 from Gio.
Yeah, he would say middle.
Yes. And then Fox, with your score, with a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a good stab at a first kit. There's a little bit of creativity in it, but it kind of fell through with me. So I was hoping for more, Lexington. Hoping for more.
Hey, I'm still waiting on those home kits, though. I'm excited for those. And finally, who didn't have the highest score? That would go to me, Braden, with a 3.25. Braden, sorry.
Score.
I know I did. I don't know how. Times are changing.
Well, if it didn't have that Lexington badge on it, I wouldn't have been surprised if this was just the University of Kentucky jersey.
Agreed. Yeah.
Granted, aren't they trying to build their field like right next to Rupp Arena in downtown Lexington?
Plays in a beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The bell. Like, I'm surprised that they didn't merge, like especially as a sponsor, sports medicine. But
It might be because of alcohol, because it's a college stadium. Because I know not every stadium allows alcohol, and I know a lot of pro venues use it. Because
you're right. That's a point.
that's what happened with IU. Whatever. So sorry if you want to. Sorry, we derailed this.
But no, that makes sense. We can go.
Yeah.
It's just basically middle of the road. Nothing too special.
And if some reason I'm the highest bidder on the store, that means it's probably a middle of the road kit, which is what comes out to be as a 3.1 out of 5. Good attempt, Lexington. It's a good start, especially as an expansion side. So we're excited to see what the future holds with this, and I am excited to see that home kit. So yeah, good start. Good start for them. Now we go back to the championship here, which was the #1 fan choice for this week's fan poll, which was the Charleston Battery and their cannon kit. I'm calling it the cannon kit because they posed with the cannon. I could not use the photo. That just felt badass.
He looks so excited.
Yeah. I know. He does not match the enthusiasm. No. But
yeah, got a cannon.
Yeah, he's like, I just got a cannon, I guess. So I'm personally a fan of this kit. I don't know what's about Charleston. Their home, they're black and yellow with that little bit of red. It just looks so sharp to me. It looks like USL, and it just is really good. I like it. I also liked how the sponsor, it didn't have the full stripes and it had a little space there, and it actually fitted in. The Hummel, blends in with it, and then just the red accents. I see it on the shorts as well. I think it adds to it. I think they're also on the stripes on the black, a little bit of an accents. So it's overall a good kit. I am a fan of it, and again, it's a Hummel, so I like it. And he's holding a cannon, so there's a little bit of a bonus to a cannon holding. So it's my part. Gio gave it a 3.5 out of 5, so I think he was a fan. He's he's from Greenville, so he probably likes a little bit of South Carolina love. So he probably don't mind it. He probably likes
non-South Carolina bias.
Yep.
The Carolinas, one state.
The Carolinas, their one state. Up next, we got Foxes, who also gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
It's a good kit, but isn't it the exact same kit as last year? Like in a sense, almost like.
And they've got a little design hidden in there.
I know that's they updated it a little bit, but to me, just which I think soon. I mean, we're gonna talk about later, but I can't really go off of that. But it reminds me a lot of last year. It does remind me a lot of Dortmund. I feel like they did the same thing with what you were talking about, the sponsor kind of stopping the stripe through and stuff like that.
But I can see that.
Overall, I mean, it's a good kit, Charleston. Again, if I was a Battery fan, I'd be picking this up. But as a not a fan, yeah.
And then finally, with the highest score this time, we're back to normalcy here.
Back to
4.5. Yeah. Yes.
I just love a gold and black team.
Yeah.
But I do love that they have a little hidden design in the black vertical stripes.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that in a photo, but I do see a little bit. If you zoom in, you do see a little bit as we all lean forward to get a better picture. Yeah.
But it's just their classic template. They rarely go wrong with it. Unless it was the old Nike very thin vertical stripes. Stripes are thick enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but as you just said, this is Charleston. This is what we come to expect from them. The black and gold with a little bit of red. And this just works for them. And it's a good color template. Palette, shall I say. Good palette. And I'm going to say it once again. He's holding a cannon. So solid 3.9 out of 5 from Charleston. I gotta visit them.
Did the cannon give you extra points?
I mean, hopefully you guys got to see that Fidel Barjas goal last night against Tampa Bay.
That's not what we said, but
That was a cannon of a shot.
that was. Yeah, I was
I'm
so
the
surprised.
dad here. I should be making those puns.
Hey, we have some competition for puns, but Charleston, 3.9 out of 5. Very solid from you folks down there. So I gotta visit your stadium one of these times. So, and sticking with the championship here, we're going out to the West Coast with Oakland, which I am so happy with this year's kits overall. Not simply because they're sharp design kits, it's because they are using the colors from their crest. Their crest has been the best in the US for literally 3 to 4 years or whatever, how long they've existed. And this is the first time we've gotten a non just black and white home and away kits. This has a splash of color, and I should have grabbed this. Be right back real quick.
We're doing the distraction song.
Yeah.
Song. We're
This
doing
is on
the
me.
distraction song.
But
Distraction song.
as
Oh,
you
you're back.
see here, I have an Oakland Roots hat, and the reason I love this hat is because it has this very colorful pattern on it. This should have been my sign that they were going to do it on their kits as well, and I am so happy that they did. It's still only a 4 because I think it's still just a black t-shirt and it's just the sleeves, but so they have color, and I'm so happy. And like this is the Oakland Roots I've come to expect over the years with having this amazing crest. So I don't understand that was like the laces on the sleeves.
I guess it's that company's mark.
Okay, it's their mark. Okay, so it's a little off to me, but still, regardless, it's a solid kit. I like the colors. I am so happy. I definitely want to buy this to match this hat. So, anyways, Gio agreed with me. He gave it a 4 out of 5. I think he likes the color, so I'll just say he likes colors. Let's roll with that. And then Fox here loved it.
Yeah.
A 4.8 out of 5.
This is I'm gonna copy and paste everything you just said. Like this is what we've been like expecting out of Oakland Roots. Like before we started this season, we were like, kind of talking within each other, like what's our highest expectations for which like teams and stuff like that. Like I always had it for Oakland Roots. If you go to their shop has some of the dopest gear you can buy that wasn't their actual jersey or their actual like stuff. Yeah, like the hat, they had like a whole color set of five panel hats. They had a full color set of shirts. Like they have some of the dopest gear you can buy, and they never put it on the field. And it never made sense to me. Like I feel like for Madison, you can argue the opposite. Like I mean, they have good gear too, but like their high fashion was on the field. Oakland's was off the field.
Yeah.
And now Oakland finally is on the field. And
we sure they're on the field?
Okay, well, not yet. Maybe not this week.
There's some argument to be made with that. But
the cursed turf.
That's gonna get them. But yeah, and you can even argue that I agree. I think that is the brand, but you could say that it's lacing up Oakland together.
like a
marketing,
root.
The marketing
like
that
a
I would throw in. Boom.
Exactly. So yeah, high praise. And then finally, are you off today? Are you off? You're not the highest here. Yeah.
Boom.
Only a 4 out of 5. Yeah, you're only the highest 1 out of 3 so far.
I mean, looking at this kid earlier, like they didn't all they did was just black t-shirt. Let's put our mosaic on the sleeve, call it a day. But still a nice looking shirt. I can't say the same thing about the other offering from the club. But the black definitely does help like the contrast with the mosaic.
Yeah. Definitely agree. And that's because we all gave it a 4 at least. It did not. This is a 4.2 out of 5. Oakland, well done. You have color. We are happy.
Hopefully you can put it on the field soon.
Yes, I want to see that in action so I can buy. Imagine a mosaic shorts with that. I'm just speaking out of turn here.
Oh no, that's too
Um,
much.
yeah, I know, but I just want to see it. Up next was San Diego. Wow, loyal secondaries. I
Oh
need to
no.
spell check. I need a spell check. Editor, spell check. This was Gio's pick. He chose, San Diego's secondary, right? This was
Oh, that
his.
was me.
No,
No.
this was yours.
This is
Yes.
the
So
other
take it
vote.
away.
Or
I'm
Egan,
off.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Take
with
it
their
off.
new kits this year, like different sponsor, like they went a little different designs as to what last year was. But to me, like this orange does not like make the kit look bad as compared to their primary. It's a nice orange. Like you can look at the hoops of it, like you can kind of see like a little sunset that they have from their badge. You can see the nice diamond shape doing every other with just the plain orange. It's just to me a very nice looking kit. Very nice looking orange, whereas it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And the sponsor fits in a hoop. And it's not sliding down a little bit.
Yep. I will say from my perspective, it's a 3 for me. I think, or I think I rated it less. I don't remember, but it's a 3 from me. It was actually I'm double checking now. Oh my gosh, I'm off my game today.
Man,
I gave it
the editor's
I
having a
know.
day.
I really am.
Womp.
That's right. I gave this actually a my goodness, I am so off today. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. I gave this a 3. Yeah, I gave this a 3. I'm double checking myself on this. I gave this a 3. It's nothing too. How do I put this? It's not as extravagant. It's very simple for me. I think it's nice. I do like the orange and then the green color combination. The hoops, I don't. I'm like I understand they have like that sunset thing. I just don't know if it works here for them. It's pretty basic overall. I do like the collar. I do like the little details. I would have personally liked it if they had done that diamond pattern all the way through. I think the hoops was kind of an unnecessary thing that they wanted to try, which I'm fine with because they produced some gems last year. So it's worth the shot, but I think for me it falls just a little flat. So otherwise it's still solid. Gio loved it. 4.5. So he likes San Diego. So that is one thing I'll
He
say.
loves Landon Donovan.
USA, babe.
And then Fox with the 4.
Yeah. Lil and Charlie always come out with some bangers. I will say, like, overall, I was disappointed with this year's kits compared to last year's. I think they just set the bar a little too high for themselves last year. But this is a very solid kit. This is very nice. I actually really like what they did with the hoops instead of going through. I think if you're going to do hoops, do it like this. Like, I like the pattern. No pattern, pattern, no pattern. I like that. It's very sick. A lot of good details in it. But again, I think I was just maybe let down a little bit based off of last year.
Yeah. Fair enough. And again, you are 1 for 4 for first here, man. What is up?
Yeah, let you guys
Taylor?
have the crown every once in a while.
Any other thoughts since you kicked us off?
Sharing the crown, sharing the crown.
I'm like still looking back at this. I still might want to buy it.
I mean,
I put a good old Morgan Hackworth on the back of it.
Overall, we got a 3.9 out of 5. This is, well done. San Diego Royal, shall I say, with a
Loyal Royals.
Yes, the Loyal Royals. Hey,
Wow.
we should that trending, the Loyal Royals. Anyways, solid kit, not too bad. Hashtag Loyal Royals. Let's start this. 3.9 out of 5 from San Diego. It's a drop off from last year, but it's still far better than the worst of the worst. So this is very good. This is a solid attempt by San Diego. So we appreciate that here. Speaking of not really doing well here, Oh shoot, I'm one off. Gosh, I'm off my game today. I am so off.
This was
Our
genius.
editor and producers just not doing it
I
today.
know. It's been an off day. I'm so sorry, guys. We're going to an expansion. The one Knoxville. If you recall, we did them in USL League 2. They're now up to League 1. So
We got
given that,
promoted.
ish.
Ish.
So on top of that, the expectations are, since it's not their first one, we spent a little bit more because we knew what they had last year, which we liked their Blue Mountain kit,
Which was
or
sick. Yes.
which we enjoyed, and as well, I think their other one. So this year they came out with Greenville Triumph topographic chip. That's my initial thoughts on it. This reminds me heavily of the Blue Ridge Mountain kit that Greenville released last year as their alternate. It's by Hummel, so it makes sense that they use kind of a similar style, similar template-ish. I don't know. Like I don't know.
That's not a good excuse for me, because I feel like Hummel is really good about
I know.
custom kits.
I know.
Actually, tweeted about that today.
I'll just say I think I'm a little disappointed with their kit, especially for their first in League 1. I like theirs ones last year a little bit better. I think this is. I don't know what the topographic is referring to. Like is it?
That's probably the intention behind it, but it's probably not an accurate depiction of it.
That's what I'm getting at, yeah. So otherwise, it's blue and white. I want to see a little bit of orange, or maybe even just like the dark blue and light blue, given their colors. So, I mean, it's not terrible for me, but it's a 2.5 for me. It's middle of the road, so can't give it much more than that. Gio didn't like it, and I will say he did get to see it in person because he was up in Knoxville.
He got to take a picture with a player who wore it.
He did,
Right.
yes. So he was up there in Knoxville for the Lexington Knoxville home opener last week. So he has seen him. So, and it didn't sway him anything. So he got a 1.5. So, Bach, on the other hand, Mr. Topographical here with a 4.8.
So I took this and I based it on what I gave Greenville last year. And honestly, so I feel like Greenville's was better because I knew for sure that the map was a part of what they were doing, like a part of Greenville. This one, again, I'm not quite sure that this is any of the mountain lines. It could be. I'm not 1,000% sure. But I will say I feel like their badge does match this kit a little bit better than Greenville's did last year, because they had the bright green on the navy like this. So I think I gave a 5 to Greenville's last year, though, and I deducted it 2 points for being the other team's kit, or 0.2. So
fair enough.
Copy a different kit, you get a little less. But it's still a good kit. Like, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's sharp.
So yeah.
I also like last year's sponsor real quick for them, but once again behind. So 4.5 thoughts.
It's just a nice simple kit, but like one thing I don't like is their sponsor, because although it does kind of match the size of their badge, like they're just both kind of obnoxiously a little bit larger than they should be. Like that Cub fiber just seems like it's really big.
The badge is really big.
Yeah.
It's a great badge. It's a great logo.
It's massive.
Yeah. Sorry, we keep interrupting you. I'm sorry, Reagan.
Well, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So overall, this is just a 3.3 out of 5. We're kind of split, so it's somewhere in the middle. It's a 3.3. So for a first year in League 1, okay, I want to see the away kit. But as Mr. Topographical puts it, he likes topographical. So for those who like topographical kits, I'm saying that word so many times. Get this Topo kit, as it's called. So now onto one that didn't do so great.
They had a great weekend.
Yeah, as an indie fan, I was happy. But yeah,
As a
at least
streaming fan, I was also happy. Good job to that guy.
Body positivity.
Yes, yes. As Detroit City played this past weekend, they did not wear what's known as the Spirit of Detroit away kits, which, ah, boy, let me tell you, I gave this a 0.5 out of 5. I have several issues here. This is just a beige, I don't know what color that is, shirt, and that's it. The sponsor does all the heavy lifting with the graphics on it. The mint green crest, I like the crest, but
That
where else is the
translates to the
color?
whole kit.
Yeah, like the Adidas, it's that like a gold. What and like if that mint would have been the Adidas and then the three stripes, this is a solid 2.5, 3, or whatever. At least it looks better. This is just poorly designed. This looks mixed match. I don't think there's a cohesive thought behind this. I love that crest, that green crest. It may not be great, but if you're going to go with that crest, you have to make it work with the kit. If you're going to change up a crest, it has to work with your kit. Otherwise, keep the normal crest. This is just a very bad kit. I'm not a fan of it. 0.5. You actually liked it better than I did. So say that with what you want. Give it a 2 out of 5. I don't know why. So you must like Chevy, I guess. I don't know. And then Fox with a 1.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I despise the mint, honestly. And I agree with what you're saying, though. Like, I felt like if this had a maroon crest, maybe had a chance. If this had a mint outlines instead of the maroon, maybe had a little bit of a chance. But the fact that they puzzled this together with two different puzzles, like it's
3
it's
different
bad looking.
puzzles almost.
3,
Yeah.
yeah, because the Adidas logo doesn't match either thing. Maybe the gold star, which also I feel weird about people putting stars on past league championships, but that's a different story. That's a different argument to have
That's a
in
fun
conversation.
topic.
Yeah, but I've seen people do it as a part of their crest. But yeah, no, it's off to me. This is off.
Mm-hmm.
And Detroit usually has really, like, I like maroon, I like beige, and I feel like they disrespected their logo with this mint. I know it's something to do with Detroit. Like there's a good story with it that I read about that I can't remember any of it right now. But so it's a nice story, but it's not good looking on this logo.
Again, I'll just say final quick thought. If actually no, I'll save that for the ends. And back on his throne,
There he is.
2.5 out of 5.
The
Thoughts?
best of the worst.
Like this is a kit that's just middle of the road. Like it won't be memorable. So like I have no harsh feelings. Like I'll just forget about this kit. Like I don't
Yeah.
have anything that would put down towards your guys' end where I'm like I absolutely hate it. But like they could take an inspiration from an NWSL team that both me and Fox are wearing today with their kit last year, where they
The
could
mint.
just went full white and mint color on their whole kit.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah. Could
mint,
have went mint.
wine, gold, and just like icy Adidas stripes.
Yeah.
They could just went mint green, and white, just like Racing Louisville, and would have been a 3.5 or a 4.
Yeah. Yeah. And that comes to that. Detroit. This is a 1.5 out of 5. I think this is the worst kit that we've rated this year.
Yeah. We've had very middle of the road kits this season, but this
Very.
is not that.
No.
So let's not forget about shout out to the streaker.
Yeah. Yep. No.
shout out to that guy. And if I was wearing this kit, I would do the same thing.
I will say with I think something that we've learned here, when you go mint, you gotta go full mint. You can't half mint because mint's a very unique color, and it's either you fully commit to it or you don't. And they did not here, and that's why this suffers.
Yeah, they didn't
So,
fulfill that.
I just think of the Ron Swanson quote. You never half blank two things. You only full blank one thing.
Yep. So Detroit City, the home's fine, but we'll get to that. But this is just off. So we'll get to that later. So this is a 1.5 out of 5. Detroit City, I think your city deserves a little bit better for an away kit. So that doesn't speak the spirit of Detroit to me. But so let's go ahead and review very quickly all of our kits. And I did spell it right, San Diego Loyal. So I did fix that. So we got the Lexington secondary with a 3.1 out of 5.
Killed it. They got a 39 out of 5.
39.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I fixed one error and I just totally bottle it with that one. So anyways, Charleston Battery.
That cannon shot up the score.
With a 3.9, not 39 out of 5. Oakland with a 4.2. San Diego Loyal with a 3.9. Or were they lower? I don't know. Honestly, I think I messed that up terribly. Detroit City, Spirit of Detroit, 1.5. And then one Knoxville Top Kit with a 3.3 out of 5.
And I'm going to cut you off here. So there's been a giant rivalry between Lexington and Knoxville this last few weeks, coming up to the home game in Knoxville. And looking at this, it looks like Knoxville won their first matchup, 3.3 to 3.1.
Yeah. I mean, and on the field too, didn't they?
Yeah, they won on the field as well. 2 penalties and then a regular goal, but
that matter.
Match. Yeah.
So yeah. I will say Charleston did really well this past weekend against Tampa Bay. So it might be from this cannon kit. So I don't know.
They got a 39 out of 5. They killed it.
Moving on. Let's get into this week's kit discussion. And today we are looking at how many is too many. I think most people can agree Napoli went overboard. We think it might be from their kit provider. It could also be that Napoli just wanted to sell kits. I don't know who did it.
Aurelio De Laurentiis maybe went a little bit crazy.
A little bit, especially with 3 Maradona kits in 2021. I forget what year that was, but all these right there on the screen were from one season.
Yeah.
Come on now. So
3. 3's the answer.
Yeah.
Four is the max.
Four's the max. 3's what should be 4. I'm not going to argue.
A primary, a secondary, an alternate, and then like a one-off special.
Yeah. So here's for an example. Like, you have like Indy 11, they're blue, and then maybe a white, and then a red. That's 3. And then if they want to have fun with like the Indy 500 kit, bam, 4 kits season, bam, easy. And as we look at other models like in MLS, could stagger those so that you can have a kit last 2 to 3 years or whatever. As MLS does, every 2 years the kit lasts. You can make those one-offs actually be like a 2-year one-off. So yeah,
I'm a fan of the MLS / women's and all that good stuff. Like I like the idea of every other year you get like every other year you get a home kit, and the next year you get an away kit and stuff like that. I'm okay with that because one, it helps me as a person with twins save money instead of wanting to get every kit that I see, which I still will want to do that, but that helps with that to me a lot. So I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not against what USL does or a lot of USL. I think some of them are kind of changing that as well, but yeah. Oh, there you go. So I think, but is that the USL or is that just individual teams?
Which I think
just individual teams at this point.
Yeah, because I think of how the leagues are structured and such, which makes sense. You give teams the freedom if they want to or whatnot. But yeah, as we've noted, not every team is releasing 2-3 kits right now. Some are, some aren't. Some are doing, as we said, a MLS model and not as much as of a European model. So, I mean, I think there are some pros and cons to that. I definitely see from an MLS US, this a change in USL model. There's less waste. There's less, and from an environmental perspective, there's less waste. There's less stuff to like donate, get rid of, or whatever. But I will say, some European kits. I don't know if it's from tip provider or each team, but they tend to be cheaper too. As you've also noticed, some of the MLS and even some USL and WSL kits, as they may not be coming out every year, tend to have a little bit higher price tag.
$200.
Yes. So take that with what you want. That is kind of what I've noticed. So that's my thoughts.
See, like, as a collector, like, I like it coming out every year too.
Yeah.
But like, as a U.S. sports fan, I'm an NFL fan. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. So like, it does make it nice though that I don't have to feel like I'm missing out every year when I miss that kit or that the new jersey that came out that year, because it's the same jersey that came out every other year. Of course, football's a little different because you can't really see what's going on the jersey anyways. You just need a number to see.
Yeah.
But the NBA kind of does the same thing. They usually come out with a special, like if you made the playoffs, you come out with the city one that comes out. Somebody has a cool car.
I love living in the metro areas.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, that's too much, Napoli. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I would say Forward Madison, maybe you could argue, they kind of they play the line a little bit. And do you make the argument that they made too many kits with the reversible kit? Is that 2 kits? Is that 1 kit?
Well, they're a fashion brand at this point. They're not really putting that good of a product on the field.
But they're fun.
Both the European model, like, it's easier. Like, they do it for more of a money thing. But their kits are extraordinarily cheaper compared to the Adidas MLS.
Yes.
Any USL club.
Mm-hmm.
But some clubs will like recycle a previous year kit to be the alternate or a 4th kit.
Yep.
Yeah.
MLS, hey, you're getting a kit every year, so like it's a little easier on the American fan to buy a kit every year. But with like international, some federations, the US, have to come out with a new set of kits every year. Then there's some federations who will ride the same kit for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, depending on their status.
Sorry.
Well, there's a lot of things going on with that Canadian Federation.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrong things going on.
But like the US, like Nike kind of kills it, as in not a good kills it, because like they don't usually put out a good design or haven't for a couple of years, in my opinion. Yep. The center badges don't count, Fox. They do not make the kits look good.
Those were the blue ones was a good kit. The white one was a boring kit. The women's that are being leaked right now are okay.
They're both improvements.
But like Adidas has really been like showing out. So I feel like when you see them together, you're like, oh yeah, Nikes aren't good. It's not that Nikes aren't good. It's just Adidas are that good.
So good, especially the Japan kit, which we will have to do a kit show for the USL for the US Women's World Cup this summer.
Yeah, for sure.
So we will do that. So we'll live that now, because there are some hot kits and some not
Spain
kits.
and the Deutschland.
Ooh, Japan though. So what I think for us, I think there is that, very quickly to summarize, I think there is a struggle between wanting the kit every single year with also not breaking the bank. And I think like 4 years ago, MLS struck that middle ground well. It wasn't too expensive to buy kits, and they came out every other year. I think that was a good balance, especially compared to other sports, even if, since it's every 2 years, compared to other American sports, which I always took with the good thing, cheaper jerseys, more likely for me to get that merch and support the team. But now, as it's gone a little bit pricier, $200, I think USL hopefully gets that middle ground that MLS used to do here as for a US fandom. That's my thoughts.
It makes me really sad that like I can buy Premier League jerseys with customization on the back and everything for like half the price of MLS blank jerseys.
One.
Yeah.
Like you could buy 2 or 3 European kits for one MLS kit.
And again, it's like Premier League. Like I'm talking about like legit teams. Now you're gonna
With
be
legit kits too.
Right. Yeah. It's like
the Nike kits. It's the Nike kits with like the on-field version. It's still roughly the same price, but like the stadium version's a third of the price.
Yeah.
My Liverpool jerseys cost like $120, $130, but buying Columbus Crew cost me $210 after tax.
Right. Because I mean, I was just looking at Leicester kits, of course, and then it's a nice thing too. I feel like with Premier League though, they actually put them on sale.
Yeah.
They don't wait until the end of the. They don't wait until the absolute end of the year to start putting them.
They have more sales. Yeah.
They're like,
compared to our MLS. Yeah.
Where MLS is like, hey, we have sales on our website, but jerseys are excluded.
Yeah.
Every time.
Free shipping. Yeah. Thanks, Fanatics. Which jerseys are usually already free shipping because it's $200, so it's usually
right
$100 or more. You get free shipping anyways. So
yeah. So I definitely think this conversation teeters when you do start selling a lot of kits. You have to make them affordable, or if you make an alternate kit, make it worth the money. I.e., Dortmund, what they just did with their third kit, which sold in huge numbers, high demands. Same with
I'm not gonna see it until September.
Yeah, but it as a collector, that's worth the investment because it's rare. And just like me with my FC Cologne Carnival kit, that was one of a kind kit. It was worth the money. Whereas I think when you have too many kits or too few kits, you have to straddle that money line somewhere in between. I think a lot of teams need to find that balance, or just especially in the U.S. I do like what the USL changes. It's still not breaking the bank on people quite yet. So right now I'm okay. So, but I do think this is something teams need to be cognizant of moving forward. So, any closing thoughts before we move on?
No, I think we've been pretty extensive on our feelings.
Yeah,
agreed. Strong.
So that's today's kit discussion, as I posted on the Twitter feed, which I will give a shout out to that here at the end. Please give us more ideas. This is a fan-oriented thing. We love to have these conversations. These are good stuff. And I definitely think they add value to the show. Please let us know. Anyways, yes, I forgot that was there. So let's move on.
That's a beautiful kit.
I was so confused by it. But anyways, here's season 2 top 10 rankings. We don't have a top kit for us, but we do have a new number 3 for 2022. For season 2, we have the Open Roots kit, which is at 4.2, as well as Battery with the number 5 kit. So we've inched up in quality of kits a little bit in this past episode. Nothing that can match the Dewsfire La Cultura kit outside of the Roots kit, but otherwise, pretty solid year, I would say overall. If our top 10 contains 3s and 4s, I think it's pretty middle ground year. With ratings from the group, we're rating a little slightly above average. So I think overall, both leagues have done pretty well. With obviously you two fighting for the top spot and Gio and I fighting for the bottom. So
Gio doesn't like a lot of kits. Gio just thinks a lot of meh.
Yeah,
he's very indifferent.
He really is. And then I'm sporadic. So, but with this means we have some new all-time rankings. The top 10 list did not change at all. As mentioned, that Greenville Triumph Blue Ridge Mountain kit was a number 3 for us. So seeing that compared to the
Topo
home kit, the Topo kit is a bit of a letdown. So it's you can kind of take that with what you want, but no new entries in the top 10. But we do have one from this year, which is that La Cultura kit, which is 4.8 at number 5 overall. But we do have, as indicated by this little bar there, a new bottom 10. We're looking at you, Detroit. Yeah. So this is our first bad one of the year.
Is anybody ever going to match Indy?
No, that is forever going to be the worst of the worst. And I've seen worse kits. It just said it wasn't as unanimously hated as that kit. So, no, that will never be beat. And somehow Birmingham beat it. Like, come on. Anyways,
the sponsor matched the jerseys. They were Coca-Cola bottles. Like,
it just did a better job. It just did a better job of being basic.
Yeah,
I guess.
It was logical basic.
Whatever. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Kit Season. Yes, it's all caps. We do have a thing. I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out. My wife had to point this out to me. That why aren't you advertising your Twitter? So here's us advertising our Twitter. Follow us. We have 63 followers, so we're modest. We just started. So
just 6 more, and we'll be happy.
Yeah. Yes, it'd be a very nice number. But yeah, so follow us on Twitter. Keep up with kits being released, and as well stay informed with the USL ecosystem for kits. So, and then finally, kit show off time. I'm wearing my Keen Peach kits from Atlanta United. I don't normally wear MLS kits on this, but
it's one. They look dead without their stars.
They do. Yeah, but I felt peachy today after a fun work weekend.
After the performance they put out last night.
I don't care about them, but that's fine. I put the kit. And you two are copying each other wearing that Race in Louisville kit, which I'm a big fan of, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely top tier kit coming out, and their first game of the season's today, so I need to rock it to watch.
I love my kit because it's got customization for Yuki on it.
Yeah.
Although
we
I
have
don't
a power station
with them anymore.
Think about getting Doctor on my next kit.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I'd say we have to have a discussion in the future for customization or not. But that'll be a topic for another time, because obviously
we have the money, yes.
Because this is the end of our show. We have I have nothing else. This is everything that we have. We have some exciting changes coming forward in the coming months. Big stuff happening, not just for the Kit Show, but for the platform. So stay tuned with us and the DUSL show. And zoom in on Fox's space there. And that is all from us here today. Peace and enjoy the week, everyone. We'll see you next week.